If you ever wanted to own a farm or livestock but you feel like it's too expensive and you don't have the resources like the land to plant or where you're actually going to put your livestock, and you feel like it's a tedious, almost impossible process to actually get into farming in South Africa? If your answer is yes, well, in this video I'm going to talk about how you can actually get into farming and livestock through what is called crowd farming, and doing all that with just your smartphone through a company called Livestock Wealth. So what is crowd farming? So crowd farming, taken from the word crowdfunding, which is a way of raising money from a large number of people to help finance businesses and projects. Crowd farming in this case is a simple way to help anyone buy and own real profit earning assets, helping farmers maintain and grow those assets until they are ready for the market. But before we get to how crowd farming actually works, let me talk about the background of the company Livestock Wealth. So Livestock Wealth was founded back in 2015 by the CEO and founder Tutu Oshezi. This is a South African-based crowdfunding company that focuses in investing in cattle. So basically, the company connects investors to farmers that require funding and use cattle as a form of investment. And one of the founding reasons for this company were based on Tutu's upbringing. He says that, quote unquote, "I grew up in a rural area and my parents owned a couple of cows. The cows were the bedrock of my family's finances, and that got me thinking. Cattle are like the walking bank, and we see ourselves as the bank of the future, where every person who owns a cow can access financial services through livestock wealth, just like it has always been in Africa." How does crowd farming work? So how crowd farming basically works is that, number one, you buy the young asset. It may be a livestock or plant-based from the farmer through Livestock Wealth. So Livestock Wealth actually connects you to a farmer who has the assets you want to invest in. Then number two, the asset grows in the farmer's care. You don't have to worry about anything but only how much you're going to get. Then lastly, the farmer buys back the asset once he has fully at harvest. You as an investor make a profit from the sale, and then the money depends on your investment option. So if the farmer now decides they're going to sell their cow, you're going to make profit from that sale as an investor. So speaking about investment options, you may be wondering, what type of investment options does Livestock Wealth offer, and how much do you actually need to start investing with Livestock Wealth? So currently Livestock Wealth has 4 types of investment options that you can start investing with them, and all of those 4 investment options, they depend on how much you actually start putting in them. So let's currently break down the 4 types of investment options that Livestock Wealth offers and how much do you actually need to start investing with them. So I'm currently in the Livestock Wealth website, where I'm actually going to break down the 4 types of investment options that Livestock Wealth currently offers. So the first investment option that Livestock Wealth actually offers is a free range ox. The second one is a pregnant cow. The third one is a connected garden. Then the last one is a macadamia nut tree. So let me break down the first investment option which is offered by this company, which is called the free range ox. So the free range ox here basically says that we manage your free range cow for 6 months. Once it reaches the appropriate weight of plus or minus 500 kg, it will be slaughtered and sold at the Farmers Club. So what the Farmers Club basically is the company's butchery. So it's Livestock Wealth's butchery, where all the slaughtered cows are actually going to be sold from. So they're actually going to sell the cow as a free range beef. Then the profits from the slaughtering of the cow will then be the investors. So if you basically invested in a free range ox for 6 months, when the cow is actually going to be slaughtered and sold at the butchery, you're actually going to start getting your investments. So the second investment option that Livestock Wealth actually offers is a pregnant cow investment option. So how this basically works, that the gestation period for a cattle is 9 months, meaning that typically it takes 9 months for a cow to actually be pregnant, and then it's going to give birth after 9 months. And then the investment option commences once the cow has been confirmed pregnant and when the calf is weaned and sold. Then the typical time period for this process or for this investment is typically 12 months. So if you want to invest in a pregnant cow, it's actually going to take you 9 months when the cow for the cow to be pregnant, and then after 9 months it actually takes 12 months for cattle to be fully grown and to be independent and not need its mother. And then after that, the cattle is actually going to be weighed and it's going to be sold. And then when the sale has been made, that's when you're actually going to get your profit from the investment that you've currently made. So that's how the pregnant cow basically works. Now later on I'm actually going to mention how much you actually need to start investing in a pregnant cow investment option. And then the third investment option that Livestock Wealth actually offers is a connected garden investment option. So here what it basically says that we enlist farmers who rent out your garden, who rent out your connected garden rather, and using the experience in farming, they will produce the vegetables that is sold to our off-takers monthly from the 3rd month. So what it basically means that here we're actually going to invest in a connected garden. So a connected garden, it may plant anything from tomatoes to pumpkins to carrots to anything that the connected garden is going to have, and you don't really have to worry about about like you actually managing the farm, you managing the garden. Everything is actually going to be taken care of by the farmers who are actually provided by from this company. So how this basically works, that let's say I actually start investing, maybe, or they start farming or planting a potatoes. So after every 3 months, actually going to get the profit that you actually invested in. So you're actually going to get the profit after 3 months, after they sow those vegetables, after they sell anything which they supply to their suppliers. So that's how it basically works, the connected garden, that you're actually going to start investing in a garden, and then they're going to maybe they're going to plant potatoes, pumpkins, whatever, and then they're going to sell them, and then after 3 months they're actually going to get profit from that. So that's how the connected garden basically works. And then the last but not least investment option that this company Livestock Wealth actually offers is a macadamia nut tree investment option. So macadamias are the highest earning agricultural product per hectare, and you can own the macadamia nut tree as it grows. They take 6 years to produce the first harvest and income. So how it basically works here is that you first you are investing in a nut tree. So a nut tree, macadamia nut tree. So it only takes 6 months to produce the first harvest of nuts, and then then after it produces first harvest, then they're going to sell the nuts, and then after selling the nuts, you're actually going to get your investments back. So that's how it basically works. So I'm now going to show you the overview of what you actually need to start investing in these investment options with Livestock Wealth. So I'm going to show you the term of how long does it take for you to start investing, or for you to invest in these investment options, the price of how much you need to have in order to invest in these investment options, the profit that you're going to make, the profit percentage, and then the total return. So let's start with the macadamia nut tree. So in order for you to invest in a macadamia nut tree, it's going to take a term of 6 years. So if you want to invest in a macadamia nut tree, you need to do that. It's going to take 6 years for you to actually start seeing your investment. Then the price that you need to have in order for you to actually, or the money that you need to have in order for you to actually invest in a macadamia nut tree, is 2,000 rand. And then after 6 years of investing in a macadamia nut tree with your 2,000 rand, you're going to get a profit of 2,000 rand after investing for 6 years. Then the total profit after investing is going to be 100%, obviously, because you've got a profit of 2,000 rand after 6 years of investing in the macadamia nut tree. And then the total return, adding your price and your profit for over a period of 6 years, you are going to get a total return of 4,000 rand. So if this is a type of investment option that you really like, which is a macadamia nut tree, you need to put 6 years away and forget about this 2,000 rand for 6 years until you're going to get the profit of 2,000 rand and then a total return of 4,000 rand. So if this is a type of investment option that you like, then you can kindly read more, then start investing in this macadamia nut tree. And then the second investment option that I'm actually going to talk about is the one called the free range ox. So the free range ox, how long you're actually going to invest in the free range ox until you see your investment, or until you see your total return, is 6 months. So you're going to put 6 months away of your money, which is how much? Which is 11,529 rand, which is the amount that you need to have in order for you to invest in a free range ox. And then the profit that you're going to get after 6 months of investing with 11,529 rand, it's going to be 576 rand. So that's the profit that you're going to get after 6 months of investing in a free range ox, when putting your investment, or initial investment option rather, of 11,529 rand. And then which means that you actually made a profit of 5%, and then the total return, adding your 11,529 rand plus a profit of 576 rand, you've totally made 12,105 rand. So if you really love this investment option, or you love this type of investment option with the free range ox, then you can also invest in this free range ox, and the amount that you actually need to start investing in them is 11,529 rand. So if you have this type of money and you want to invest in these types of investment option, then I highly suggest you to go and check it out. So moving on, the third investment option that you can actually invest in with this company called Livestock World is this investment option called the pregnant cow investment option. So this term, or how long it takes for you to actually start seeing your returns, is 12 months. So it literally takes a whole year for you to actually start seeing your returns. And then the price, the amount that you need to have in order for you to invest in a pregnant cow, is 18,730 rand. So that's the initial amount that you actually have to invest for 12 months before you actually start seeing your profit. So you need to to have 18,730 in order for you to actually start investing in a pregnant cow. And then the profit that you're going to make after 12 months of investing your 18,000, you're going to make 1,873 rands, which is literally 10% of the money that you made after 12 months. And then adding your profit plus your initial investment of 18,000, you're going to get a total return of 20,603 rands. So that's literally the amount that you're going to get investing in a pregnant cow for 12 months. So if you really like this investment option, then you can also invest in this investment option if you only have 18,730 rands if you want to invest in a pregnant cow. And then the profit is going to be 1,873, meaning that you've made 10% of profit, and then the total maximum return that you're going to get is 20,603 rands. And then the last but not least investment option that this company actually offers is the connected guardian investment option. So the connected guardian investment option takes 5 years. It literally takes 5 years for you to actually start seeing your returns. And then, but as I've mentioned before, that you're actually going to get your money after every 3 months. So you can divide that amount by 3 months, and then you're actually going to do the math. So the initial amount that you actually need to start investing with this, to actually need to invest in a connected guardian, is 8,200 rands. So that's the amount that you need to put in for over 5 years in order for you to get a profit of 5,000 rands over a period of 5 years. So that's the amount that you're actually going to get, which is the profit of 5,000 rands. So which means that you've made 61% of profit over a period of 5 years, meaning that when you add your initial investment of 8,200 rands plus your 500 rands of profit, you've literally made a maximum profit of 13,200 rands. But as I've mentioned before, that if you really want to get into a connected guardian, you need to wait a period of 5 years, which is also much which is longer after this one is from Academia 3. So as you can see that the plant-based investment options are one which actually take longer for you to actually start your investments compared to the animal based ones where it actually takes months. This one actually takes years. Okay, this one takes 12 months, but it's also a year. But then the plant-based investment options are the one that take a long time in order for you to actually start seeing your investment returns and all the other stuff. So as you can see, that's the full overview of like the 4 investment options that Livestock Wealth actually offers. If you're interested in all of these investment options, then you can also kindly check them on the app store. The app store, on the app rather, the app is also available on Play Store and also on the iOS App Store. So you can check it out. It's called Livestock Wealth, or it's called My Farm Book, where you can also do make your initial investments and do your own purchases and check what type of investment options are currently there for you to actually start investing in them. So there's a lot of frequently asked questions when it comes to investing in livestock. Questions like is my return profit guarantee? What happens if my asset dies? So let's look at this one. I think a lot of people actually want to know what happens if their cow dies. What happens if like the night tree gets like burned by lightning and all that type of stuff. So it says here, in the event that something happens to your assets, it will be replaced at no extra charge. So if a cow dies, if your pregnant cow dies, or something happens to the cattle, or something happens to the cow, or something happens to your tree, everything is actually going to be replaced, meaning that everything is insured, or everything is just, it's just going to be replaced. So that's the first thing that you need to know. You need to rest assured and just worry about how much you're actually going to get, because I don't think you have to worry about like the other things of like what happens when it dies and all the type of stuff. But it's good questions to also ask yourself, because you really need to know and get that clarity, because it's a lot of money that you're actually putting in here. And another question here they may ask is, where may I go and see my cow, garden, or tree? So they say here, for security and safety reasons, at HOC are not permitted. Livestock Wealth hosts annual events at the farms which investors are invited. So they don't really allow people to actually get into the farm, because some people may kill the cows, or something may happen to the cows, and then those people may actually be liable to in causing those things. So but they actually do host like annual events at the farm, so you can actually go to the farm and check those out. So there's a lot of frequently asked questions that are actually being answered here, so you can also go and check them out on their website, Livestock Wealth. So that was just a few that I really answered, and I feel like a lot of people actually wanted to know what happens if like their account dies, or their asset or their investment gets damaged, and all that type of stuff. So I feel like that question here is very answered. So that's how Livestock Wealth actually works. And if you really like all those investment options, then you can also check them out on the App Store. You can check them out and download their app, which is called which is called My Farm Poker. You can just search Livestock Wealth, and then the app is actually going to show up. But if you really not a person who actually likes livestock and you're really into property, then I highly suggest you to watch this video right here, where I talk about how much money I actually made on Easy Properties this year. And if you really like investing in property, then you can check that video out. And then please be sure to like and subscribe if you really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next video, which is right here.